Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. We are inching, and I mean inching. We're inching closer to 2,000 subscribers. And so let's keep that moving. It is a reaction Monday from a great week of football, whether you are talking about high school football, college football, or the NFL. My group of 5, 6 athletic picks on the athletic probably not that good this week. So the record's not looking good to start, but I feel good because most of my picks, the team that I'm picking is the correct team. The spread I'm off on a little bit, and I'll lock it in, I'll dial it in, and that's the one good thing about when you're talking about betting and sports wagering and fantasy, you have to play the adjustment game. As you get more information, you begin to download that information and then process it in ways to help you win. I'll do so, and I will be back on the winning track before you know it. But I have an issue. I just don't understand. What makes teams so fascinated with the future that they're willing to forfeit the present? You have teams out here right now rolling quarterbacks out there that have no business playing football in the NFL. You have teams out there who have put rookies in positions to not be successful. Why? Because they're playing for the future instead of playing for now. The Jets pick right now looks disastrous. I am not here to bang on Zach Wilson because you all know, anybody that's followed me knows that I only believe there were 2 quarterbacks in this draft that were worthy of a first-round pick. One was Trevor Lawrence because of the body of work that he put on the field, because of his measurables, because of the things that he did. And then the other one was Justin Fields because of what he put on the field, because of his body's work, because of his measurables. I did not believe that Zach Wilson was a first-round talent. I sure as hell didn't think Mac Jones should be a first-round talent. I thought that Trey Lance had an opportunity to be a first-round talent, but that he should not have came out this year. I thought he needed another year of seasoning. Imagine Trey Lance coming out in 2022 after a spring season at North Dakota State and then this fall at North Dakota State. How much better would he be? But they came out, people took him. And they've all looked like trash. Even Trey Lance, who's thrown like some stuff, like he hasn't looked like a good quarterback. Justin Fields does not look like a good quarterback right now. But in fairness to Lance and to Fields, they've only had very small bodies of work so far. I've seen enough of Mac Jones. I've seen enough of Mac Jones already to know what type of quarterback Mac Jones is going to be, because if he tries to be the other type of quarterback, he's not going to be good. I've seen enough of Zach Wilson to know what type of quarterback he's going to be, because if he tries to be another type of quarterback, he's not going to be very good. In both of their cases, and then Trevor Lawrence has just looked like a mess down in Jacksonville, and in 2 of those 3 cases, they're trying to blame it on coaching. With the Jets, well, no, let me take that back. With Jacksonville, they're trying to blame it on coaching. They're trying to say that a man who has been successful everywhere he's ever been doesn't understand the game, which is laughable. It's not on him. It's on Trevor Lawrence. With the Jets, they're trying to blame it on culture. Well, the Jets' culture is just one of losing. And no, this is a brand new coach, brand new coordinators who've had success doing it another place. This is on the quarterback. And then in New England, now they're going, well, man, he doesn't have an offensive line. You have to give him some weapons. Well, excuse me. This is the same offensive line and way more weapons than Cam Newton had last year. And you guys were flaming Cam Newton for his play. It was all Cam Newton's fault. Y'all were a quarterback away last year. If we don't have Cam Newton, if we still had Tom Brady, we would. No. Why do you think Tom Brady got out of town? If you're waiting for the Patriots to all of a sudden break a bunch of bread for a bunch of offensive linemen and high-profile wide receivers, you're going to be waiting. That's not what they do there, which means Matt Jones, it's on him. He's got to be better. Justin Fields has to be better in whatever that is in Chicago. I don't even know what they're doing. I can't even tell you what their identity is supposed to be. I just know that whatever it is, he didn't look good in it. He didn't look good in it last week when he came in, although he made some plays, and he didn't look good in it last night or yesterday. I don't think it's all on him because now we've seen multiple quarterbacks have issues, but he's out there. So he needs to get it together. Now, again, his sample size smaller than the other three sample size. Trey Lance is going to be all on you. Everybody knows how good Shanahan is at offensive game planning. So nobody's going to go in and go, well, Shanahan's not putting him in position to be successful. That won't be it. When it's Trey Lance's time, if he doesn't get it done, it's going to be squarely on him. But I just don't understand it. Like, all of these teams are situated where they could win now if they actually put some type of effort towards winning now. But it doesn't seem to me as if they're interested in winning now. It seems to me as if they're willing to play for the future. And I don't understand why. Pittsburgh, what else do you have to see from Ben Roethlisberger to tell you that Ben Roethlisberger's best days are behind him? That Ben Roethlisberger's decent days are behind him? Ben Roethlisberger does not seem to be a viable quarterback option any longer. How else can we say that without just looking at his production? He just has not been good. He's not been good. And are we going to sit back and wait for that to change? Are we going to sit back and waste a year where you have a defense, sit back and waste a year where you have skill positions, waste a year? Or are you going to make a change? Are you going to do something different? The answer at quarterback might not be on your team. Washington football team, you have a defense that's fantastic. They have playmakers all over the place. Receivers, running backs, a good offensive line, a tight end who can catch, who's decent at blocking. You're rolling out there with Taylor Heineke. The answer at quarterback is not on your roster. Why are you not making a move? Why are you not doing something to help? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for next year? You're looking to draft somebody? Who? Sam Howell? I hope not. Unless you want to keep losing. Malik Willis, sure. If you're willing to play to his strengths, if you're willing to run an offense that's predicated on him actually throwing the ball, and you don't try to turn him into a glorified wildcat running back, but you don't seem to have the ability to do that. So now, where are you at? What do you do if you're those teams? Go out. Get somebody else. Find another team that's like not looking to win for the future, or may have a guy sitting behind them willing to be able to deal. Like, I'd have phone calls in right now to Denver because their backup quarterback may not be great, but he's better than Taylor Heineke. If I'm Washington, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm on the phone with Cam Newton right now. Hey, Cam, what's it going to take to get you here? Because we can't afford to wait for the future. We need to win now. In Miami, how long are you going to keep having this terrible play calling? At some point offensively, you're going to have to turn your quarterback loose. Whether it is your starter, your backup, at some point, you're going to have to turn your quarterback loose. And if you keep waiting, if you keep playing these games, well, we're going to win with, great defense, and we're going to bend but don't, we're going to not turn the ball on offense. You're playing a recipe to lose. Why are you here to lose? What are you waiting for in the future? You've already drafted a quarterback. You've already drafted a receiver. You've spent so much money on your offensive line. You've got defensive guys. You're supposed to be winning now. You know what I appreciate about Buffalo? I don't like how they got here, but they have put all their eggs in the basket of Josh Allen is the dude. We're going to devise an offense that works around Josh Allen's strengths. We're going to put weapons in place to complement Josh Allen. Emmanuel Sanders going crazy. This Sunday. Why? Because Emmanuel Sanders is really good. And with Buffalo, he's the number 3. Because they've got Beasley there, who works what? Well underneath, get the ball out quick. Emmanuel Sanders, great underneath, intermediate, get the ball out quick. Diggs works great everywhere. Get the ball out quick. For a quarterback that if you allow him to hold the ball, he's going to be bad. He's going to be bad. The Baltimore Ravens have lost everybody due to injury. Everybody. They're still trying to win. You know why? Because in their mind, there is no next year. There is no next season. They're trying to win right now. If you're not trying to win right now, if you are not setting yourself up to win right now, what are you doing? The future is not promised to you as a coach in the NFL. The future is not promised to you as a GM in the NFL. Hell, the future is not promised to you as a coach in high school. So I know it's not promised to you in the NFL. The future is not promised to you in junior high, in youth league. Youth league coaches are getting fired. They don't even get paid. So what are we waiting on? If you're Washington, if you're Pittsburgh, you've got to be on the phone with Cam right now. You've got to be on the phone. The Rams looked around and said, we're no longer experimenting with Jared Goff. We're getting him out of here. We're bringing a guy in. We don't care how much it costs. Why? Because we're ready to win right now. We'll figure out the future in the future. We want to win right now. Kansas City Chiefs need to be on the phone with some people about some defensive players because they're in win now mode. They're not in win in the future mode. That contract that they gave to that contract that they gave to Patrick Mahomes is at some point going to hinder their ability to make things happen. They're in win now mode. Everybody should be. It's the NFL. Everybody should be in win now mode. A salary cap means you can never get too far gone. You're only one purge away from bringing in other people, and then you're right back at it again. There's no reason to overreact to anything. There's no reason to panic. We're 3 games in. We're 3 games into a 17-game season. 17 games. There's no reason to panic. And by that same point, there's no reason for anybody to give up. I don't want to hear anybody talking about we're playing for next year. At the end of the day, your job is to win right now. And that's what we as spectators expect everybody to do when they go out there on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on my YouTube channel, you know what to do. Until next time, peace.